Ever wondered if ancient humans knew the stars better than we give them credit for? Before satellites, before NASA, before telescopes, the Babylonians were mapping the sky with mind-blowing accuracy. And here's the kicker. They predicted eclipses, tracked planets, and built astronomical tables that still confuse modern scientists. So how the heck did they do it? And why was this knowledge kept so secret? Let's dive in. Babylon wasn't just mud bricks and ziggurats. It was the first real hub of astronomical genius. The Babylonians noticed patterns in the sky centuries before Greece and Rome. They saw the cycles of the moon, sun, and Venus. They recorded these patterns in cuneiform tablets, some of which survive to this day. These tablets weren't just notes, they were predictive tools. You could look at them and calculate future eclipses decades ahead. No telescopes, no binoculars, not even a compass in the modern sense. They used observatories on rooftops, ziggurat towers, naked eye observations, and yet their predictions were spot on. Think about it. A civilization without modern science, yet calculating the heavens better than some early European astronomers. Wild, right? Babylonians didn't just track the sun and moon. They observed planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. They created mathematical models that are surprisingly similar to modern ephemerides. Even more mind-blowing, they could predict lunar eclipses. They noted the Saros cycle, eclipse repetition every 18 years, 11 days. They divided the sky into 360 degrees. Yes, the same system we use today. This wasn't luck. This was careful observation, record-keeping, and calculation. Thousands of clay tablets, etched symbols that at first glance seem like gibberish. But inside, you find mathematical formulas, astronomical data, predictive tables. Some tablets even predicted planetary positions 50 years in advance. Archaeologists today still struggle to fully decode the methods used. This knowledge wasn't for everyone. It was controlled by priests, astrologers, and royal advisors. Why? Because knowledge is power. Predicting eclipses equals predicting events that people feared. Being able to track Venus equals influencing agriculture, religion, and politics. Ancient Babylonian astronomers were the real MVPs of cosmic strategy. Let's do a modern comparison. Today, we use satellites, computers, and telescopes. Back then, clay tablets, sharp eyes, and mental math. Even NASA researchers admit that some of the Babylonian tables remain eerily accurate. It's like trying to calculate space using pen and paper versus a supercomputer. Babylonians gave names to stars and constellations. Many of these names are still used today. They also connected stars to mythology, gods and goddesses, cosmic events, seasonal changes. This wasn't random. It was structured knowledge, blending science and belief. The Babylonians passed their knowledge to Greeks, Ptolemy, Romans, eventually modern astronomy. Without them, we might not have degrees system, ephemerides, the concept of lunar months. In a sense, modern space science stands on their shoulders.
How exactly did they calculate planetary motion so precisely? How did they notice tiny deviations over decades without instruments? Some scholars suggest observation tables, pattern recognition, primitive algebra. But still, many methods remain undeciphered. Imagine watching the stars without a telescope and writing a manual that predicts eclipses 50 years ahead. Babylonians did that, and they did it reliably, century after century. Even today, NASA researchers study Babylonian tablets for insights. They are still relevant. What's mind-blowing is how precise their predictions were. The Babylonians used lunar tables, mapping the moon's rise and set, planetary cycles, calculating positions of Mars, Jupiter, and Venus. Saros cycles, repeating eclipses every 18 years and 11 days. And here's the crazy part. They did it without modern math notation. Some tablets show they even used early forms of algebra to calculate angles and positions. Scientists today still scratch their heads. How did they predict eclipses without telescopes? The answer is methodical observation over generations and an early understanding of periodicity in nature. It's like an ancient space lab powered by human eyes and memory. Astronomy wasn't just science, it was culture, religion, and politics combined. Kings relied on astronomers to plan agricultural cycles, set religious festivals, predict omens in events. Temples were often aligned to the stars, with ziggurats acting as sky observatories. Even art and literature reflect this knowledge. Constellations were tied to myths, gods, and fate. In essence, Babylonian astronomers were advisors, scientists, and priests all in one, the ultimate power holders of the night sky. The Babylonians prove one thing clearly. Ancient humans were not just primitive, they were masters of observation, mathematics, and cosmic prediction. From predicting eclipses to mapping planets and creating mathematical tables, they left knowledge that continues to amaze even NASA scientists today. Next time you gaze at the night sky, remember, someone thousands of years ago already charted those stars and tracked their movements with uncanny precision. If you want more deep dives into ancient science, lost civilizations, and mysteries that defy explanation, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and join the journey into the past.